10 highest gates in UFC history ranked. UFC CEO Dana White made headlines once again by transforming the Sphere in Las Vegas into the most spectacular combat sports venue ever for UFC 306, also known as Noche UFC. White himself revealed that he invested an eye-watering $20 million into the project. Despite the massive expenditure, it seems White has already recouped the investment through ticket sales alone. During the post-fight press conference, following Merab Dvalishvili's dominant victory over Sean O'Malley, White confirmed that UFC 306 had shattered previous records for gate receipts. Not only that, but it also broke the UFC's all-time merchandise sales record, further cementing the event as one of the promotion's most profitable nights. Let's take a closer look at the top 10 highest gate receipts in UFC history, featuring main events headlined by some of the most iconic fighters to ever grace the octagon. 10. UFC 129, St. Pierre vs. Shields 2011.
Gate, $12,075,000.
Pay-per-view sensation Georges St. Pierre was in the middle of his UFC welterweight championship reign when he outpointed Jake Shields in Toronto. Fellow all-time great Jose Aldo, also featured on the card, defended his UFC featherweight title against Mark Hominick. 9. UFC 285, Jones vs. Gain 2023.
Gate, $12,150,000.
One of the consensus GOATs, John Jones, fought at UFC 285 in his first appearance in the octagon in 3 years. The veteran showed no signs of ring rust, though, as he dominated Cyril Gane and finished the Frenchman in the very first round, in what was Jones' heavyweight debut at the time. 8. UFC 295, Prochaska vs. Pereira 2023.
Gate, $12,400,000.
UFC traditionally holds its New York City event every November and typically stacks the card with talent. UFC 295 was no different, as Alex Pereira knocked Yuri Prochaska out with elbows. Tom Aspinall finished Sergey Pavlovich in the first round with punches, and Jessica Andrade also scored a statement win with a second-round finish over Mackenzie Dern. 7. UFC 299, O'Malley vs. Vera 2, 2024.
Gate, $14,142,904.
UFC 299 was another Miami event that featured top-tier talent who, combined, helped generate another significant gate. Rising star Sean O'Malley decisioned Marlon Vera to retain his UFC Bantamweight Championship, and local favorite Dustin Poirier knocked Benoit St. Denis out too. The flashy former Bellator MMA fighter Michael Venom Page also made his UFC debut and beat Kevin Holland on points. 6. UFC 264, McGregor vs. Poirier 3, 2021.
Gate, $15,759,800.
In Conor McGregor's last UFC appearance, the Irishman met Dustin Poirier for the third time in Las Vegas, but came unstuck after 2 rounds due to a doctor's stoppage on account of a broken leg. The loss saw McGregor's pro MMA record fall to 22 wins, 19 KOs and 1 submission, against 6 defeats. 5. UFC 300, Pereira vs. Hill 2024.
Gate, $16,508,823.
The UFC's 300 pay-per-view event took place this year and featured a stacked card that did not disappoint. There were 13 fights at the event, and all of them generated headlines, including Kayla Harrison's UFC debut, a victory via rear naked choke over Holly Holm, and Yuri Prochaska's second-round knockout went over Alexander Rakic before the main card even began. Max Holloway bludgeoned Justin Gaethje for a buzzer-beating knockout win in a BMF title bout, and Alex Pereira iced Jamal Hill in 1. What a night! 4. UFC 303, Pereira vs. Prochaska 2, 2024.
Gate, $15,900,000.
With just weeks to go before UFC 303, the company had been expecting the show to break pretty much every record in company history. However, when the planned main event between Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler fell apart due to an injury to the Irishman, the UFC were forced to issue millions of dollars worth of refunds. The replacement headliner of Alex Pereira, defending his light heavyweight title against Yuri Prochaska, still drew plenty of interest, and the event ranks among the top 5 UFC Gates of all time. 3. UFC 229, Khabib vs. McGregor, 2018.
Gate, $17,188,895.
Another wild, unforgettable night was Khabib Nurmagomedov and Conor McGregor's rivalry coming to a hostile conclusion at UFC 229 in Las Vegas 6 years ago. After a bitter promotion in which McGregor pushed the boundaries of taste, Nurmagomedov scored an incredible submission win before jumping the octagon to start a near riot. 2. UFC 205, Alvarez vs. McGregor, 2016.
Gate, $17,700,000.
As one of the most famous competitors to ever take part in the UFC, it is no surprise to see McGregor dominate this list in his attempt to become champ. A champion at both featherweight and lightweight, scored big at the gate for McGregor's fans and attendants. Notorious did not disappoint as he scored a second-round knockout win over Eddie Alvarez in what remains arguably the greatest win of his entire career. 1. UFC 306, O'Malley vs. Dvalishvili, 2024.
Gate, $22 million.
2 UFC championships changed hands inside the Sphere, but the story of the night wasn't the victories of Valentina Shevchenko over Alexa Grasso or Merab Dvalishvili versus Sean O'Malley. Dana White had marketed the event as a once-in-a-lifetime occasion, and fans responded by snapping up tickets to witness Dana's love letter to Mexico in person. UFC 306, aka UFC Noche, was more than just a fight card, with Hollywood-style short films playing throughout the pay-per-view portion of the show. It was the definition of a live event experience. Officially, 16,024 fight enthusiasts were in attendance at a venue that White claims he will never run again due to the incredible cost of producing an event at the groundbreaking facility. These are the 10 highest gates in UFC history. UFC 306 post-fight press conference. Dvalishvili revealed why he kissed Suga during the fight. Yeah, so I grabbed his neck, and then he had 10 seconds left, and I know he can wait. He's not going to go to sleep or tap. And I wanted to make just a little fun of him, and make him just, I don't hate the guy, just make fun of him, but at the same time give him a little kiss to show that I'm dominating. I control this fight. I break you. That's why I was kissing, but I had too much fun there, and I guess I lost the time control. But when I let go, he followed me, and he punched the back of my head, and I started protecting myself again, and I said, "Referee, I'm sorry, referee, I'm sorry." Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for daily updates.